I swear to God, I'm so indecisive with these groceries. Anyway, I'm trying to, I honestly, I hate grocery shopping because I tend to like try and order like really healthy food. And then when it gets here and I prep it all, like I don't want to eat it afterwards. And then I just eat junk food when I go out or I'll order something on Uber Eats. I need a lock on my Uber Eats account. Like I truly do, because it's just getting ridiculous now. But I think I'm ready to hit send. Actually, I should take this one off the list. Pumpkin seeds. I mean, they're healthy, but I hate them. They're actually disgusting. They're actually disgusting. So maybe I should just take them off the list. Because, like, usually what I do with them, like, I'll juice them. So that way I don't have to eat them. That might be a good way to get my... Because I'm trying to get my iron levels up. So, you know what? I'll leave them. We'll juice them. But I'm not chewing on them. I don't tend to like them like that. But anyway, back on topic. So... How do I approach this one? So, one thing that I think about a lot with marriage is that sex is not a mutually enjoyable experience. I remember about 15 years ago, I was in the car with a friend of mine from uni. We're still friends to this day. She's a great girl. I don't even remember what we were talking about specifically, but I remember that we were in the car. I think we were parked just for a minute or two, and I just asked her. I'm sure it was based off of the conversation we were talking about, but I genuinely am blanking on the conversation at this particular moment. I remember asking her, what is sex like? And now, you know, say what you want about my questions, but I do prefer to be direct with people I'm very close to. And she didn't seem to mind, so grateful. Thank you, girl. And I ended up asking her, I'm just going through the list one more time to see if there's anything I need to take off the list. But yeah, I ended up asking her, like, what is sex like? Like, I was not asking for details, obviously, like I'm not a weirdo, but I did want to kind of know, like, is this worth it? Is this an enjoyable experience? Like, what are we dealing with here? And she looked at me, and then she looked off into the distance, and I could tell she was trying to think about how to word what she wanted to say. And then she turned back to me. And then she said, wait. Just wait as long as you can. Make sure that you're ready for it. Just as long as you can wait, just wait. And I said, okay. And then we never talked about it again. But all I thought in my head was, oh, it's that bad, huh? Because I thought to myself, like, I mean, if it was actually enjoyable, I mean, I would like to think you would, I would like to think you would have said that to me, right? But you didn't. You chose to tell me that, basically, that I can keep on going, keep on living without it. And, you know, the fact that there's currently research online, and I'm debating if I want to read it on TikTok, because TikTok really doesn't like when you talk about adult topics on their app, which is why I have to spell things out instead of saying it directly. They don't really like adult topics on here, but the big O, ORGASM, yes? So there is a gap with that. And it's researched, okay? There are articles that came out 2025, 2024, where they basically say that the O gap is a big deal in heterosexual relationships. where they basically are saying that men obviously get to the finish line, women are not. They are not enjoying the sex UAL experience. And, you know, it's fine and dandy for Christians to highlight how important it is to be a virgin and how important it is to wait until marriage. But I'm just going to be honest with you. If I have to put something off and wait, it better be worth it in the end. If I then have to marry somebody whose only concern is getting himself across the finish line and he don't really care about working with me to get there too, we have an issue. And let's be honest, men don't really like feedback. They're not really great with feedback. You try to tell them something, even if you try to tell them in a nice way, they don't take it very well. I can give you the example of the amount of times men will walk up and start asking you out or something, and you have to, and then when you say no, the next question is, well, why? I'm confused. Why what? Because I said no. No is a complete sentence. I don't understand why I have to give you an answer as to why. No. Or if you try to tell them, I've had men in the past where they'll ask you out and they say, why? And I say, well, I'm not attracted to you. And then it goes, oh, well, you think I'm ugly. Do you want me to say yes? Like, do you want me to say yes? How will you handle it if I say yes? And then there are times when, you know, you say, no, I don't think you're ugly. Okay, well, why won't you date me then? And then you have to think to yourself, okay, well, what answer can I give you that will actually get the message across? What answer can I give you that will actually get the message across? Because a lot of men, you can give every answer in the book. Even if you told a man that you were playing for the other team, he will tell you that you just haven't had the right man yet. Now, there's been a time or two where I've been potentially hit on by women. We don't need to get that into it, but they're respectful about it. They know boundaries. They kind of test the waters a little bit to see if there's any kind of interest there. And then if they see that there's not, they keep it moving. But with men, they keep going on and on and on and on and on. And it starts becoming a thing where you almost have to defend your dissertation. And to go back to what I was saying before, in a situation with sex, like, I would not want to be in a situation where you're in a vulnerable state with a man and you're trying to explain to him that this particular activity is not great for me. It is not enjoyable for me. And a lot of them, their egos can't take it. And I don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to communicate with somebody that, hey, this could be a better experience for me with us trying X, Y, Z, ABC. And then they get all hurt and offended because how dare you tell them that they don't do a great job? How dare you tell them that their prowess is non-existent? And you never know how those kind of situations escalate. You never know if they want to start throwing hands. You don't know if they want to start putting a lot of bass in their voice and shouting. You don't know what they're going to start to do. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? That kind of stress to me is just not worth it. I don't love that. You know? So I think about that a lot. And it's honestly concerning to me that from what I can see of women's complaints on and offline, a lot of men really don't care about closing the O gap. They're just like, look, if I'm getting mine, I'm good. Figure your own thing out, you know? And the lack of reciprocity there is just not okay with me at all.